mushrooms out, smashes it down, and eats itself. Alright guys, today I want to make a short video about lifters, specifically LS stuff, and the differences between dart block and regular LS block, most aftermarket blocks. The dart LS neck stuff is different. Anyway, just show you a few things here. I got a few lifters laid out here behind me, and we'll go over how they look, and then how to check and know that you've got the right lifter, or at least the lifter you have will work for your application. So here on the table, got several different sets of lifters and the packages that they came in. First set, going left to right on that row closest to us, is a set of Comp LS style solid lifters. They're Sportsman series. Then we've got Johnson Hydraulics. Then we got Comp's small block Chevy solid, also the Sportsman series. And then of course the next row back is some BAM lifters, which I just got in. One set is for your standard LS, one set is for an LS Next, and they do have part numbers that are different, which tells you that obviously the dart block does not exactly take the same lifter as the regular LS. You can see those are both 904s. All dimensions are the same as far as how they're made, but the oil hole is in a different location slightly. And of course you can see this hole's a little bigger and it's raised up more so compared to the LS Next, the dart block. Then you can see the hydraulic here. Basically this band, this area that's a smaller diameter, oil has to pass by the lifter to get to the next, so forth and so on in certain engines. Small block Chevys that way. The oil galley goes straight down the center of the lifter bores, so any oil that would get past the first lifter is going to have to, travel around this relieved area, this smaller diameter, to go on down the line, from each lifter down to the next. The LS stuff has the oil galley actually is drilled to the side of the lifter bore, so no matter where this relief band is in relation to the oil galley, which my finger could be, it's still going to send oil to the next lifter and the next lifter and the next lifter, because the lifter itself can't fully block the galley. The small block Chevy, it can, and the dart LS Next stuff is also just like small block Chevy. So the galley would go dead down the center of the lifter bores, and if that relieved area right here, or in the solids case here, if that goes completely above or completely below the oil galley, then oil flow is going to stop for the most part. Some oil is going to make it around because there is lifter clearance. But for the most part, the volume of oil that's going to go down the line is going to be blocked off until that oil band comes back into the galley area. To check if your lifter is actually correct for your engine block and your cam and your whole total package, you just would drop the lifters into the engine block, this number 1 pair, and then what you would do is you would turn the camshaft. I'm not sure if you can see in there. Should be able to see it. But you can see that lifter, and you can see the relieved area, and then you can see some of the chrome area above. But you turn the cam and you see that lifter start to open. Now you see all the chrome is gone. All you see is that relieved area. Now you see the chrome starting to appear at the bottom of the galley. It's blocking about half of it off. Still coming up. Now you see the hole that would be all in the wheel, the lifter wheel, the roller. Continues to open. Now it starts to close. So at no point did that relieved area ever get completely above or below the galley itself. You know, the galley itself is just this drilled tunnel. And of course you can see that the drilled tunnel is in the center of the lifter. It's not over to one side like a stock LS block or LSX or anything else. The dart is its own specific design. So lifter's all the way closed there. Turn it again. See it open. Starting to open. More. Starting to close. So this is the hydraulic, the Johnson we showed you. That's what's actually going into this engine, and it shouldn't have any problems other than we would want to give it a little bit of a tiny oil scratch or a galley to this hole, which I take that back. Wouldn't need to do that because you can see it's also already made that way. So as long as this part never comes out of the galley, even if this hole was down below it, it's connected with this machined groove. All right, just for fun now, we've put the comp solid lifter for an LS in this thing. This is what you might think would fit your Dart LS block, but it's not going to be correct. It's not going to work. So we're going to turn the cam to open this lobe. You're seeing the oil relieved area at the very top now. Continues to open, continues to open. At that point, no oil is going to go down that galley and get to the next lifter or the next or the next. And not only that, but no oil is going to go up this push rod because the hole that's oiling the top of the engine, the push rod, the rocker arm, is never in the galley. You never at any point see it here. We open, it completely blocks off. Continue to turn, now it starts to come back down. Now it's completely closed. So if you ran this lifter in your Dart block, you're going to smoke your push rod tips. And if you smoke the push rod tips and it gets bad enough, with a solid cam, you end up with a lot of lash. If the lash gets bad enough, you beat the entire valve train apart, push rod comes out of place, tears up the rocker arm. All kinds of chaos can happen, drop valves, whatever, it destroys itself because there's no oil getting to the push rod tip. It just mushrooms out, smashes it down, and eats itself. So the small block Chevy lifter is now in this block. It's actually one of the spares that we've ran in grub worm at some point in time. So it's, just regular small block Chevy stuff. You can see the oil relieved area. Let's make sure you reach up here and make sure it's completely closed. So you can see it's kind of rusty. It's not as shiny and new as the others, but you can see the band area. Now it's starting to open. See, I'm backing it back up. So you can see that band area the whole time starts to open. It's coming up more. We get to the very top, and I know you can't really see it, but it never completely, the band never completely goes above the galley. Turning it, it's coming back down. Coming down, you can see the chrome at the top. but it never completely blocks the galley. Still turning. It's starting to open again. Goes up. Gets right to the top, but it doesn't block it off. So, as you can see, it's the little details in the engine build that's going to make a big difference in the end result. You know, something as simple as a lifter that don't really line up, don't really fit your block properly, could cost you the whole engine. You know, it could just destroy itself in a matter of seconds. So if you need to check your lifters, drop a set in, you take your cam thrust plate off or your plug, whatever block you might be using, and just look straight down the galley with the lifter and the cam in, give the cam a turn, and watch it work. You know, it's common sense. If the relieved area goes completely above or below the oil galley, or if the hole feeding the top or the wheel goes completely above or below, you know, you need to make some modifications to your lifter or just get the proper lifters.